Okay. So right now guys, I'm in my bedroom, pitch black, and I thought I'd try out the new camera and the IR night vision capability of it, which is going to be interesting. So I'm in my bedroom, I'm not outside anywhere. I did want to go outside somewhere, but the weather's been shocking, so that wasn't possible. But we all know what kind of communication I've had at home, and that is the reason I wanted to try this. So as I say, it is black as black in this room, totally dark. The only thing I can see is the lights on the REM pod and the light on the paranormal pyramid, which is motion sensing. And I'm wondering, because last night I was sat in my living room thinking about going in my bedroom, which I'm in now, and seeing if I can capture any interaction this way. And above me in the loft I heard this big thud. I'll put it down to coincidence, or maybe something to do with the building settling. And I didn't really give it much thought. But about half an hour ago I was sat in the living room again, thinking about coming into my bedroom and doing this video I'm doing now, and then I heard that large thud above me again in the loft. So it's a bit harder to try and rule out as a coincidence. I mean, I'm only speaking off what activities have happened here regarding communication at least, and some other oddities. So I'm going to try and get some interaction to see if any spirits are listening, are around, and are willing to come forward in this room while it's pitch black. I'm wondering if, you know, it'll make them more comfortable, or they can do it easier. I really don't know. I've seen on the Skull Experiment, or Skull Experiments, which was a paranormal documentary, if I can say it properly, spirits did tell them, you know, things occur better or easier in the dark. So, spirits, if you hear me, I'm welcoming you to come to this room, or in this room. There's devices on the floor that you've seen before. One that you've interacted with quite a few times, which is the REM pod with a red light on it. The other one has had interaction on it, but I've not used it that much. If at any point you want to let me know you're here by using those devices, that would be fantastic. All you have to do is go near them or touch them. Something else I want to point out is I'm not sure how long or how big the file size will be on this video before it decides to stop recording and make a new one. I think it's probably 2 gigabytes, I might be wrong. But camcorders and cameras are known for that. People outside. So I'm thinking when it gets to about 10 minutes, we've been recording for nearly 5 minutes, 5 minutes right now, when we get to 10 minutes it might stop and start a new video, I'm not sure. I've not tested that out yet. Spirits, if you are here, can you make a noise in this room? I can hear my tummy rumbling. You've communicated extremely well using the spirit box before, but I'm not using it right now. I want to see if you're prepared to show me visually on these devices. I know it's not easy. I know you do it when you want to. But it's always great to see if you can do it. The question is, have you got the energy to do it? Or, if you have, are you prepared to show me? I heard a big thud yesterday in the loft, and I've heard a big thud again tonight in the loft. And it's interesting, I was thinking about doing something to try and get interaction with you spirits when it occurred both times. Was that you? Were you trying to let me know something, like you are around, or what were you trying to do if it was you? If you are here, you can set one of those devices off as yes to let me know. Can you do that? It's very quiet. Spirits, if you'd rather have got the spirit box and use that, can you set one of those devices off? Interesting. It's very, very quiet. So we're coming up to this video being 10 minutes long at the moment. We are 15 seconds, 14, 13, 12 seconds away from that. So it might stop and then start a new one, guys, because like I say, I think if it reaches a certain file size, It's some kind of European law, and Sony, for some reason, their cameras and camcorders do that. I'm not sure if others do it, but this one and others definitely do. I think the higher the definition you're recording, the lower the file size and the quicker that will be reached before it starts another video. And I'm not sure how you join them together either. Spirit, show your presence. Use one of those devices for me if you can. That was my toe cracking. Well, I have to say, it's extremely quiet. Spirits, do you remember when my front door was being unlocked? And it happened numerous times in 1 week. And I'm the one with the key. I ran the spirit box after it happened all week and asked who did it. And when I did ask who did it using the spirit box, a female reply come through and said, "Who done it?" And I received the reply, "Callum did it." I don't think I've ever had the name Callum through again since. I don't even know if Callum did do it, whoever Callum is. But I do know my door was unlocking itself 5 times in a week. That was some time back now. And that's something I won't ever forget. If you do hear me and understand me, which I know you do hear me and understand me, perhaps you could signal that using one of those devices on the floor. Are you prepared to do that for me? Just heard a really I knew it. I was just about to say, I just heard a really small noise behind me, and then boom, that went off. That is very interesting. Very interesting. Well, if that were you, spirits, thank you. But obviously, I can't prove it's spirits unless you're prepared to do that again. Could you do that again if that was indeed a spirit that just did that, please? You see, I've had this REM pod go off before and had the spirit box running at the same time, and I've asked spirits if they have just set that off to verify they did it, and they say things like, they'll say they did it if they did, or they might not say they actually did it, but they stood in front of me, if that makes sense. And it's always in front of me, so I don't know how to look at that, if you know what I mean. It's interesting, it's very suggestible, it's them. They're basically saying they've done it when I ask them to verify it. But we're always looking for that bit more, you know. If you've watched my videos, you've seen I've shown numerous times that I can show them a photograph and I've got the spirit box running and they've identified who I'm showing them. I've done it with objects in my hands. I've asked them what I'm showing them and they've told me. So we know they're listening, we know they're watching. And what's interesting is, I wanted to know how they're seeing what I'm showing them. And on one of the sessions I did very recently, I asked that very question. I asked spirits how they're able to see what I show them if they've got eyes like we have. Or is it some other way that they're seeing? And I think if I remember rightly, the reply was, with your eyes both. And then they said, eyes of revelation. Now I had my suspicions they may be looking at what I'm showing by somehow looking through my eyes. And that seems very suggestible that was what they were doing. Although I can't prove it, I can only show you what I'm capturing and what they're saying when I ask them. But we know when they're identifying pictures of people and objects in my hands, there is no way that's possible unless they're actually able to see it and then say what it is, which is what they did. They've done it so many times now. So it's all very, very interesting, the world of the paranormal, the unknown. So we've had interaction on the REM pod straight after I heard a little noise behind me. Now, that could be coincidence, but these coincidences keep happening. So at what point do you decide it's no longer a coincidence, you know? It's all very interesting. You've set that one device off, but can you set the one off with the blue lights on top of it? Or if you feel inclined, set the other one off again. I'm not going to keep this running for much longer, guys, because we're approaching 20 minutes. And obviously, I want to upload this video, and I don't know how long it'll take. But yeah, this was just merely a demonstration, really, of this new camera, the night vision on it. And I thought I'd bring the REM pod and the motion sensor just in case. Do you know what I mean? What spurred me to do it more is the two thuds I heard, one last night and one tonight in the living room above me, which ironically happened whilst thinking of coming in the bedroom and doing this. It's uncanny. It is uncanny. But again, I can't prove that it's paranormal and it's all linked. I can only show you what I'm able to capture. That's why I like the communication side of it so much. Because we've seen them and heard them identify pictures, buildings, objects, and there's no way that's possible unless an unseen entity is identifying them. Spirits, I'm going to give you a last opportunity before I switch this off to try your hardest. I've got indigestion, sorry. To try your hardest and try to set one of those devices off, please, if you can. I know you've done it, or you may have done it before. It certainly went off. The question is, will you do it again? I mean, that actually maxed out. So the only way to max that out is to touch it. Touch the antenna. Or to actually touch the device itself. Okay guys, I'm going to end this video. My arm's aching. And I'm going to upload it, whether it's tonight, tomorrow. But I'm going to have a closer look at this on the computer. Go through the video. And I'll see you again when I use this camera. Well, I may use it again in here. I don't see the harm in using it in here. I think it's good to be in night vision and try the spirit box. But I do want to get out and about using it. So, forests, woods, graveyards, you know, interesting places. Okay guys, I'm gonna go and I'll see you later. Bye bye.